The northern forests are a wild and wonderful place. Towering pine trees loom over the landscape, and pristine lakes provide homes for some fascinating wildlife. In the summer, this haunting call can be heard echoing through the north woods. It's not a wolf or a coyote. It's a common loon. Loons are a symbol of northern lakes and wilderness. They are found across most of Canada and Alaska, as well as some northern U.S. states like Michigan, Minnesota, northern New England, and northern New York. Loons typically build their nests in sheltered, hidden sections of quiet lakes, often near islands or in protected coves. They will also use nest platforms like this one put out by Acadia National Park. Their feet are positioned very far back on their body, which gives them excellent maneuverability underwater, but makes them very awkward on land. As a result, their nests tend to be very close to the shore, allowing for easy access to and from the water. Roped-off boundaries give this loon family a buffer between them and the boaters and swimmers who frequent this lake. Although loon populations are fairly stable, they still benefit from conservation efforts. Human disturbance, mercury from the burning of coal, and lead poisoning from lead sinkers are the biggest challenges that loons face. Because they rely on clear lakes with an abundance of fish and aquatic invertebrates, loons are excellent water quality monitors. If the water is too polluted for their food to live, the loons will move on to other lakes, so their presence shows a healthy ecosystem. The chicks will be fed continuously by their parents for the first 8 weeks of their lives while they learn how to dive and fish on their own. By the time they're about 9 weeks old, they will have to start feeding themselves and will become fully independent from their parents by about week 12. At first, the chicks will be fed small fish and aquatic invertebrates like water beetles, crayfish, and leeches. As they grow larger, so will their food. Young chicks will frequently ride on their parents' backs. Although they can swim almost immediately after hatching, it is thought that they ride on the adults' backs to retain heat and avoid potential predators. This back-riding behavior decreases quickly after the chicks are 1 week old. This 1 week old chick is having a little trouble with his meal, but fortunately, Dad is there to help. Adult loons feed primarily on fish, but will also catch crustaceans, snails, and even aquatic insect larvae. Loons are frequently observed swimming with their face under the water, looking for food. When they decide to dive, they force excess air from special air sacs in their body and disappear under the water, where they can stay for up to 5 minutes. The red color of their eyes is thought to help them see better underwater by filtering out some of the blue and green hues. Unlike most other birds, they have solid bones which help them dive to depths of up to 250 feet. A consequence of this extra weight is that they require long distances of open water to use as a runway and are incapable of taking off from solid ground. Once airborne, they can fly at speeds of up to 80 miles an hour. Loon pairs will arrive at their lakes as soon as the ice thaws in the spring. They are extremely territorial and will use calls and wing flap displays to keep other loons away. Territorial battles between males can be extremely violent and frequently result in fatal injuries. The male selects the nest site, and then both the male and the female build the nest out of dead plant material from the surrounding lake shore. The female will lay 1 to 2 eggs in the nest, and both parents will take turns incubating it while the other hunts for food. After almost a month of incubation, the eggs will hatch. After a day or two, the family will move to a nursery area and not return to the nest. In early fall, the parents will migrate out to the ocean to overwinter, leaving the young to fend for themselves. The chicks will follow their parents out in early winter, usually just before their lake freezes. They won't return from the ocean to breed for at least 2 years. When they do, they tend to look for a lake that has similar characteristics to their home lake. They even seem to scout neighboring lakes at the end of the summer to see which ones produced young, and sometimes attempt to take those over the next year. With luck, the calls from these chicks will be echoing through the woods of Acadia in a few years' time, thanks to the devoted attention from their parents.